Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is what is today? I forgot the day is Wednesday, June 11th. It is 6:23 right now. We got market opening up in about 7 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Yeah, it's CPI day, that huge spike right there. All right. Looks like we're good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. It's just sent out. All right, solid. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Going down to the 8 hour. Going down to the 4 hour. Down to the 1 hour. So a lot of liquidity here got wiped out because of the big spike right there for CPI, like we mentioned yesterday. CPI is like the second biggest uh, news manipulated day aside from NFP. We'll take a look at that in a few. All right, guys, looks like we are good to go here. So good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, June 11th. It is 6:27 right now. We have market opening up in about 3 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. You guys can see the huge spike right here on this huge green candle. This is based off the CPI news that came out at 5:30 this morning. It spiked exactly like we anticipated. Uh, and we'll kind of see where this takes us. So looking over here at the news for today, the NFP news was actually very negative, or sorry, not NFP, CPI news was actually very negative, but you can see here that it pretty much manipulated straight up. So when market opens up, we'll probably see this come back down. So just something to, keep in mind once market over here opens up. So with that said, we'll know the direction of the breakout shortly in about a minute. Looking over here at the market profile. Market profile here is it's a little mixed and it's a little messy because we're so far out. So 930 is going to be the closest level down here. It's going to be the value high. 885 is the next level. Point of control down here, 818. $780, the value low down below. It's gonna be a nice sweep area down here right next to the sessions. And down here at 750. So, all right, guys, if you're looking to take the breakout for today is going to be a buy if anybody's looking to take that. $750. All right, another sweep level right there. All right, guys, so market is now open. We're not really getting much movement at all, which is kind of surprising, as you guys can see over here. Let's see who's here so far. Morning, Lila. Morning, Maria. Morning, Christian. Morning, everybody. So, all right, guys, market is now open. We'll be looking for possible opportunities for entry here. We got price currently at this liquidity level below. Possible sweep level, but no confirmation yet. Yeah, no MPS V2 has come up yet. Um, Looking at this though, there was an MPS V2 that came down right here. So this was pre-market. There's an MPS V2 that came down right here. So I guess the next step is possibly looking for a sweep. My price is dumping pretty hard. It's doing exactly what I mentioned earlier, guys. So earlier I mentioned because the CPI data over here was negative, this thing pushed up in manipulation. So I was saying it's probably going to come back down and fill back down to where it was prior because all of the CPI news over here was negative. CPI inflation rate, core inflation rate month over month, CPI SA inflation rate month over month, and core inflation rate year over year. Everything was negative. So I talked about this earlier before market open. I said price is probably going to come back down and fill this gap basically that pushed up. And that's exactly what happened here. Looks like price is trying to retest the opening or the news price right there, which is the pink line. We got price coming down as we speak. Here's the opening price. So looking for a possible sweep here. Sweep looks like it might happen right down here on the point of control. So there may be possible sweeps around this area right here. I'm not sure exactly where, but we'll see as price continues to make its way down. We might have another MPS V2 setting up right here. So we have the sell signal. This green candle is going to be the retracement. And then if it drops down further, we'll have possible MPS V2 to the downside. Hey, Sam, morning. So we'll see what happens here shortly. We have a sell signal, retracement. If this candle comes back down red, this is going to be an MPS V2. The only problem with this here is that it's in between all of these red flags, right? We have the sessions right here, Asia high, And we have the other sessions right here, London high. So a little bit of a tricky area to be looking for these MPS V2s. Ideally, I'd probably be looking for the sweeps instead. So I'm going to look for a sweep, and then after that sweep, I'll look for an MPS V2. Anyways, right now, I'd probably wait for the market to kind of stabilize a little bit. It looks like the sweep might be happening like right here, off the sessions or off the point, the value high right here. See this red line? There's two areas for possible sweep. If anything, the sweep might have happened right here. Yeah, it looks like that's where it happened at because it already hit. So it looks like the sweep might have happened right here at the either at the sessions or at the um, value high right here. It doesn't matter where, but it happened at one of them. So I'll mark this up here. So this is a MPS V2 into a sweep, basically a break and retest of this area. Swept the sessions right there, break and retest, or the value high. So the next thing to come up here would be an MPS V2. Right, so this could have been a sweep of the there's two areas of sweep here that could have happened. It could have happened right here at the value high, which is this red line, or it could have happened right here at the sessions. So we're just using this as a follow through. If price closes below this area right here, this is going to be an MPS V2 for a sell. Only problem with this here being an MPS V2 for a sell is the fact that we have a bunch of red flags down here. So this is an MPS V2 for a sell. If this closes, it's going to be a little tricky. There might be another sweep that happens below it. So this could be an MPS V2 for a sell and then a sweep right here at the point of control. This is touching the session, so this is a red flag. If you guys want to take it, feel free. I think this is a little too risky for me to hop into. I'll follow it for you guys. I'm not going to take it because of the red flag right there. Looks like the 30s here could be hitting. It kind of depends on like what you guys are trying to go in for. Yeah, because it looks like the 30s here are pretty much hitting for everything. ATR is starting to pick up a little bit. So again, this is an MPS V2, but again, it's at a red flag. So this is why I decided not to take it. Red flag is right here at the sessions. Oh, my bad. Actually, the MPS V2 is way up here, guys. Yeah, my bad. I thought this was a momentum signal. I was looking at this candle, but it was actually up here. So the MPS V2 actually already came up. It overlapped with the sweep. Yeah, my bad, guys. So MPS V2, sweep MPS V2 right here, right after. So the next thing up would be a sweep. There's going to be a couple different levels here for the sweep to happen. It's going to be right here down below. So this sweep area is going to be very tricky, guys. Yeah, my bad, Sam. Yeah, for some reason I thought this was a momentum signal, but it was this one up here. So yeah, the sweep actually happened after right here on this red candle. So sweep, or no, sorry, not sweep, MPSV2, sweep MPSV2. And then right here, this is where the possible sweeps may happen. This is where it's going to be really tricky for the sweeps. So here's why it's tricky is because there's a lot of different areas for price to sweep from. There's going to be a point of control right here, which is the black line. If you want to go lower, you can go down from the actual liquidity right here. There's another level right here at this liquidity. And then there's also a value low right here. So there's basically four levels here for sweep. This is going to be the first level, second level, third level, and fourth level right here. Ideally, I'm probably going to try to go for the fourth level down here. I'm probably gonna miss the sweep though. I'm being realistic. I'm probably gonna miss a sweep because I feel like the sweep may happen up here, but I feel like it's a little too tricky because these lower levels right here are they're pretty close. So they're pretty close to current price. Yeah, they're pretty close to current price right here. So you can see over here, there's about one, two, three, four different liquidity levels or price to sweep from. Ideally, I'd go for the farthest one though, right here at the value low. See if these have changed at all. Point of control here is at 818. We'll leave it there. 795 is the, all right, so this actually moved up a little bit. All right, so sweep might happen right here actually. So there's one level right here at 795. There's another one down here at 780, which I don't think has changed. It did change to actually higher now. All right, yeah, this is a little tricky area right here, guys, for the sweep because there's just too many levels that are close by. 795, 780. And there's like previous levels down here. 765, which is from previous day. Seven 65, which is this is gonna be 610 value low. And this one down here, which is previous day too, 750. All right, we got price pushing back up right here. We'll be looking for a possible sweep maybe around this area up here. I mean, the sweep may have been happened a little earlier, so we'll see where the sweep may happen. The sweep might happen again right here at the sessions. These are possible sweep areas. So again, the ones with the blue are going to be sweep setups, and the ones with the green are going to be MPS V2 setups. Sweep might happen right here at the sessions. If it doesn't happen there, it's probably going to happen somewhere around this upper area. Looks like price is going to start to consolidate around this area here right now, which is fine. If it consolidates, I'll mark up a range. I just don't want to make things too messy here. So like I said, the possible sweep could be happening right here, but ideally I don't want to take a sweep somewhere around this upper area, probably around the value higher opening price. We already had an MPS V2, so the next thing we're looking for is a possible sweep. 885. Yeah, the next sweep area is gonna be right here at 930. 930. I think that's it, unless there's more that's to come over here. No, 930 is a pretty strong level. It was a sweep level from May 19th as well. There's also a point of control here from May. It's a long time ago. All right, so no sweep yet, guys. Again, the sweep might happen around this area here. Um, there's a couple different levels here for this sweep. I don't really like the volatility right now or the direction. There's like it's kind of choppy. Like I said, it's establishing a consolidation range around this area right here down the middle. Again, but the sweep level might happen right here at the 930. I don't have any pending orders waiting yet. Just kind of waiting to see if price here pushes around because the volatility is a little low. Yeah, this value high is a little higher. It's at 932 on the 1 minute. So probably around opening price. If you guys want to take the sweep here, this is going to be the possible area of sweep. It's going to be at the 930 price point. 930, if you want to go higher, we have the opening price at 935. See, I don't like how these candles are closing. See how they're like kind of pushing up a little bit and then they just kind of push back down. When I see a sweep, I want it to have a pretty strong push up and then a pretty strong push down, right? I don't want it to be staircasing up. Like I don't like how it's pushing up like this and just climbing up slowly. When you're looking for a sweep, you want to see something shoot up really strongly and then reject off that point very strongly as well. Sharp push up, sharp push down. So I think this might be a little tricky for a sweep area. I don't know if anybody else is looking, but again, this is the area right here for the possible sweep. It could be any of these levels right here. It could be liquidity, it could be the value high, it could be the opening price. That's all we got right here. I don't like how it's moving though. So the thing is, the ATR is actually still pretty high. ATR is pretty high, but the volume here is pretty low in regards to the volatility. It's because we have this huge candle over here. Let's see how far did this push up from this morning. Yeah, so the CPI candle this morning pushed up 368 points. So this is kind of stealing the shine right here. Um, Whenever I zoom out from there. So I got to zoom in a little bit closer so that we don't get caught up with that mess. Again, the sweep area here has not been filled yet. Price has not gotten to this point. We have a possible MPSV2 setting up here, guys. So we have a buy signal, retracement. If the next candle is green, it's going to be a confirmation for MPSV2. Otherwise, if this is the case here and price comes back down, we might have an MPSV2 back down here below, which would set up for my sweep down here. All right, so no buy MPSV2 there. We may have an MPSV2 here for a sell. Like I said earlier, guys, price is just creating a range here now. Yeah, we now have a consolidation range here now. All right, so let's see what happens here. It looks like the sweep might have happened right here at the sessions. Yeah, it looks like this might be the sweep. There you go. So there goes the sweep right there, guys. Now we're looking for an MPSV2. Let's see. Sam's asking, news is bad, right, Sean? Yeah. So the CPI news was all negative. If you look over here at the CPI news, pretty much all the CPI news from today was all negative. But you can see here the manipulation in the market. It didn't push down, it pushed up. So it pushed up almost 400 points. Um, and it's just part of the game. That's why I don't like to trade news. A lot of people like to trade news, but for me personally, I don't really like trading the news because it doesn't always move how it's supposed to. The correction would have made sense if, price ended up correcting back down, but we just didn't really have that. All right, guys. So the sweep just happened right there at the sessions. Let's see. Sam said 951 to 958. So Sam's looking for a possible sell right here on 951 to 958. Yeah, I mean there's liquidity sitting up here for sweeps. So there's liquidity sitting up here for sweeps, and then there's also liquidity down here. It looks like this sweep level that I marked up, guys, just got triggered. I'm not in this sweep right here because the sweep just happened already down here. See if it comes back down. There's no MPSV2 here yet. So the sweep's currently running right now, but the volatility is like pretty low at the moment, guys. So we're just following the sweep here. I mean, the sweep already happened, but we're just going to follow to see if this here ends up playing through too. If not, it's completely fine. We'll just take it off. We're just following it here because this was the initial sweep that we were looking for. Um, we're in a choppy ranging market. So there's a lot of entries here that are overlapping. Again, like we talked about yesterday, guys, we don't really like when the market it has overlapping entries like this. Like we had an MPSV2 to sweep, but the sweep went directly into an MPSV2 right here. Same with these over here. We have overlapping MPSV2s, or sorry, overlapping sweeps. So we have this sweep here and we have this sweep here. The sweep's currently running right now. You guys can see from the volatility, it's very slow though. These sweeps should be hitting like quickly. Like they should be getting filled and then coming down very quickly, just like how this sweep right here happened, right? This one came down, filled the sweep, and shot up super strongly right there. Ideally, I'd probably look for some sells today. That's what Sam was asking earlier. The reason why I'd look for some sells is because the news here was negative. But just because the news here is negative doesn't mean that the market's going to keep moving negative, right? Let's check out CNBC. Um, so inflation has gone up right here. It says CPI inflation report. US inflation rises 0.1 in May from prior month, less than expected. So so inflation is going up, but it's going up a lot slower than what they expected. Over here, it says stock market comeback pauses despite tame inflation data. China-US trade framework live update. So I don't think there's been news yet from. So let's see. Trump says China will supply rare earths in done deal with US. President Trump said in a Truth Social post on Wednesday that our deal with China is done and China will supply rare earths upfronts to the US as part of the trade agreement. Trump said that magnets and any necessary rare earths will be supplied upfront by China, and the US will in turn make certain concessions, such as allowing Chinese students to attend US colleges and universities. I mean, this was expected, right? So this is probably what's pushing price up. So like even though the CPI data was negative, Sam, price may continue to push up because Trump here just announced this about 18 minutes ago. Yeah, so Trump said we are getting a total of 55% tariffs. China's getting 10%. Yeah, so this is probably why price is going up. because I think this is more important versus the CPI data. So I don't think sales are going to be necessarily like the biggest deal. So let me take this off right here. We already had the sweep that happened right here at the session, so we don't need two sweeps that follow up on each other. The next thing that we're looking for here is an MPSV2, guys. So price is pushing up as we speak. As price pushes up higher, we're looking for a possible MPSV2 to confirm direction. So we have another possible sweep area up here, but we also have a possible MPSV2 for a buy. So we have possible sweep areas here, but we have possible MPSV2 here as well. The thing with the sweep areas up here, guys, is that there's no confluences. So we don't have any market profile or volume profile to bounce off of up here. Closest one is at 930, which is currently where price is at right now, or almost. Yeah. This is the closest confluence that we have down here. There's no other bounce points up here. So again, we have a possible MPSV2 setting up right here, guys. Let's see. So we've got an MPSV2 setting up right here, guys. The problem with this MPSV2 right here is that it's at a red flag. So we have the sessions right here. If anybody's looking to take this here, I mean, take it at your own risk. Obviously, I would take it if it wasn't at the sessions. It's right at the sessions. I mean, this could be a possible good entry because it's probably going to push up right here into the liquidity and then possibly sweep from there. So there goes the MPSV2. Let's see, Jose. Let me see what's wrong with your screen over here. So yeah, how is it different, Jose? Because they look fine to me. If it's delayed, so here's one thing to look at. If it's delayed, look at this thing right here, this green button or this green dot. If you click on it, if it says market open, your candles are fine. If it's yellow and it says delayed, that means that you're behind with your candles. So yeah, check that, Jose, and then let me know. Because from your screenshot right here, it looks fine. It doesn't look like anything's wrong. I just can't tell if your candles are delayed or not. All right, we got the MPS V2 here currently running in profit, guys. It's almost on its way to TP. What I'd say is look out for the sweeps here. It's a possible sweep from the upper level. There's just no confluences up here for the sweep, so that's why I'm not really looking to take any sweeps at this point. Looks like Sam already got out. Did you get out at 20, Sam, or 15? Looks like 20 right there already got hit. So if you guys took the MPS V2 right there for 20 points, the ATR is a little higher. It's at 25. So if you want to take it for the full 30 or if you want to hold on to it a little longer, it might take a little bit for it to push up, but it looks like it might possibly hit there. Nice. So Sam got it for 15. Nice work, Sam. Catching that. All right. Looks like price is pushing back up as we speak. So I'm just waiting for this here to push up even further because, like I said, the sweep level may happen up here or it may happen at the one below it. We'll see. Just watching here as it comes through. All right, we got price still kind of bouncing around this area right now. See where it ends up going. All right, so price is still pushing up higher. Looks like it's probably gonna go up to the upper level right there. Probably reach that full 30. I mean, we'll keep following it here if it pushes up any higher. Anyways, the sweep level is going to be right here at the 994. It's not a good sweep level in my opinion because there's no confluences up here. If you guys want to take it, feel free again, take it at your own risk. Um, there's just no confluences up here. I don't have any structure. Let me see if I could find structure on like the previous days. So there's nothing over here on the 30. Let me go back a little more. The next level, here, let me just draw a line right here so I know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at here. Let me see if I could zoom out enough. All right, so the next level of rejection would be somewhere around, this is from March 25th. March 25th, it's at about 43.20. Never mind, it looks like the sweep already pulled off right there. Yeah, it looks like the sweep already came off right here on the second level. Yeah, so like I said, the sweep was probably going to happen at one of these levels right here. It didn't go all the way to the farthest level. It only went up to the second level right here. The MPSV2 hit right there for 20 points, and then price ended up swinging back down right here for the sweep on that second level. There just wasn't any confluences here. As much as I would have wanted to take a sweep right here, there just wasn't any confluences. I was trying to find a confluence here, but there just wasn't anything there. Um, yeah, there's no bounce areas up here. So, I mean, sweep's a sweep. It happens at some point. Like I said, you could have taken it at any of these levels right here. You could have taken it from this lower level. You could have taken it from this medium level or the higher level. For me personally, I like to go for the farthest level. But in a situation like this, because they're so bunched up, I think this would have been okay, this mid level right here. There just wasn't any confluences here for point of control, value high, value low, etc. So this just didn't seem like a really, enticing entry for me. Yeah, if it's delayed, Jose, you either have to log into your Apex account if you have one. If you don't have an Apex account, you have to pay for the data. So you have to go into your settings and pay for the CBOT data. I think it's like $4 a month for the data, so you'll get the real-time data. You can tell right here, Jose. So if you pull up this right here, there's a button. It's a green dot right there. If it's green, it says market open. This means that you're on real time. If it's yellow, it means that it's delayed. So if it's delayed, you just have to go into your settings on TradingView and then buy the CBOT data. The CBOT data will give you the real time for this specific asset. All right, guys. So there's a bunch of entries that came up today. They weren't entries that we were necessarily looking for. So, for example, like we said over here, there's an MPS V2. It was right at the sessions, and then there's a sweep right here, and then I'm starting to look at this here, and I'm thinking like, if we're following this analysis here for sweep into possible or MPS into sweeps, we might be able to disregard certain red flags. I don't think the sessions would be good ones to disregard, but in general, there's going to be certain red flags that you could probably disregard, like say like opening price or something like that. Stuff that's like not as strong. But anyways, we have a possible uh thanks, CJ. Yeah, CJ said the CBOT data is now $7 a month. Price increased. Yeah, so I guess the price went up for CBOT data. It used to be $4 um, when I first signed up for it. I guess it did go up. I just haven't looked at it. Thanks, CJ, for the heads up on that. It's crazy, right? They're trying to like nickel and dime everybody with trading. I mean, for myself too, because I have to register as a professional trader pretty soon. I'm gonna have to pay like way more instead of yeah, instead of $7, I'm probably have to pay like $70 or 100. All right, we have a possible MPS V2 starting to set up here. All right, let's see what we got. So we got a possible MPS V2 setting up right here, guys. We have a sell signal. If the red candle closes below this area right here, this is going to be an MPS V2 for a sell. ATR is currently at 24 right now. Again, price has to close below this area down here in order for it to be an MPS V2. Let's see what we got. No MPSV2 setting up here. This might flip back to a buy. So we had a possible sell here setting up. Didn't look like it's going to close. Now we have a possible buy here. This price pushes up higher. There's still no levels, like there's no confluences here with regard to market profile. It's still kind of just bouncing back and forth. Looking over here on the 1 minute, 949. Yeah, not really too useful. All right, so we got price pushing back up. I'm going to clean up these areas of liquidity right here. So I'm pretty much done with. All right, we got price pushing back up right here. Again, possible MPSV2 to the upside. I think if price pushes up higher from where it's currently at, it's probably going to blast through this liquidity and push up further. The next sweep area is going to be pretty, it's not super high, but it's going to be right here. This is going to be the value high from March 25th. So March 25th sweep area. So here's the thing. If we get an MPSV2 right here, it's enough space for it to hit the MPSV2 before it reaches that sweep. So you're looking for a red candle here, then a green candle. So if this candle here closes green, this will be an MPSV2 for a buy. We got price pulling down. Looks like we might not get that MPSV2 right here. It looks like price might be breaking into another consolidation range. So you have the earlier range right there. I have a new one right here. All right. So looks like we have another possible range right here. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, it looks like we might have another range right here. MPSV2 hasn't closed yet. Again, if this would have to close above this area right here for it to be an MPSV2. Only problem here is that there's going to be a red flag, of course, and then on top of that, there's going to be, this consolidation range where price is kind of stuck in. So if you guys want to take the entry here, I mean, again, take it at your own risk, guys. I'll mark it up for you guys here. I might even hop into it with you guys. I'll see. I just don't like the way the market here is currently moving because it looks like price is respecting this current range, where price is just going back and forth within this area. This is actually an older range. So if you look over here, price has been within this range for a while prior. So price actually pulled into this range around 5:30 this morning. So price pulled into the range, it dropped below into this lower range, and then it pulled right back up into this upper range here. So this range isn't something new. It's been here. We have high areas over here where price can possibly reach as well. I mean, ideally, I think this could be a good MPSV2 because I do have the levels right here where price can reach. So there's going to be liquidity that it wants to hit up there, and then the sweep can happen up here. So price can blast through liquidity and then sweep back down from there, from this old point of this old value high from March. I just don't like how it's moving. You guys see how these candles here are moving super slow? Like I don't like when it's moving super fast, but I also don't like when it's moving super slow. Like if we get those big candles that kind of just push up, those aren't the best, but this right here, it's just a slow inch up. So again, I'm gonna keep watching for this here. This is an MPSV2 that I think will be good if it actually closes above it, because we just have a lot of confluences here for price to reach. Like we have actual targets for price to go to. They're not just, it's not a random buy. It's like there's an MPSV2 plus we have the push up here to the next level. Volatility is getting really low here, guys. Yeah, it's getting really low. It's pretty early in the session too. It's 7:15, so let's see. Sam said 42 994. He'll take if it comes. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so Sam's looking for the sweep up here, this upper level liquidity, which I could see happening. So I could probably go for this NPSV2 for about 20 points. It'll reach up to your target over here and then sweep down from that point. All right, I'm gonna step away for 1 second, guys. I'm gonna grab something to drink real quick. Looks like I missed the yeah, I missed the MPSV2 right there. Actually, it came up a little. This candle was way too big, guys, so I don't think I would have messed with that one, honestly. Uh, see this possible sweep right here. See if I get in right here for the sweep. She got it for a little bit of a discount right there. So this was a pretty big candle right here. The MPSV2 actually came up a little later. So it would have came up like right there. And it went into that value high area that we talked about. Possible sweep right here. There's no liquidity sitting above this area, but there was the value high from March 25th. Which you guys can see right there. I tried to get in on that sweep. Which was a little higher right there. Let me see where the 20 is at. Put a line here so I can see where the 20 is at, just in case I want to adjust it a little bit. I'll see how like the candles react off this level. If it reacts off the level pretty strong, I'll just keep it for the 30. If it doesn't, then I'll just move down to the 20, which is gonna be at 305. Let's see. Sam said he got the MPSV2, A++, and break and retest. Nice. Yeah, solid work right there, Sam. Volatility here is starting to kind of die out a little bit. Um, my sweep's still running in profit right there. Just trying to see if we get a stronger push down. If we get a stronger push down here, I'll probably hold on to it for the 30. If it doesn't, then I'll probably get out at the 20 right there. The oh 05. Yeah, my sweep level is right here off the value high from March 25th. It's coming down right there. I mean, I probably wouldn't have taken the MPSV2 right there anyways because the candle is too big. Candle was just a little too big on that one. Price is starting to sweep off this area though. Same area we talked about earlier. Let me go over here to the market profile 1 minute. There's no levels up here. So price might kind of just sit for a while. There is this huge wick though. So this is where I'm kind of it's a little bit of a tricky area right here where price may, I mean, it may push up higher because we do have this huge wick right here, basically. So there's technically a big area here where price can kind of push up from. I mean, this whole area up here is just like there's just areas here where price to kind of push up to if it wants to push up that higher. But I think price here is kind of like starting to mellow out a little bit, starting to kind of slow down. There's just a lot of different areas. So we have this huge gapped area right here. And we also have this one right here too from the news from today. So we'll see. I mean, price is just kind of sitting around this area right here. Again, I still have I've cut my risk into a third. So I'm just kind of taking really low risk trades right now, at least until we get some consistency in this market. So again, price is still kind of just sitting around this area right now. I'm in my sweep. This sweep has been running for a little too long, so I might have to pull out a little early if it doesn't come down anytime soon. I'm hoping it comes down. It looked like a pretty nice and strong sweep right there. We had some nice wicks on these candles, but price didn't actually push down. It's kind of just consolidating and arranging above this area now. High right there. So Nick said he's just gonna take a walk, laugh my ass out, let it run to 20. Yeah, because it's kind of just sitting here now, this area. We're not that close to 8 o'clock. I mean, we're at 7:25 right now, so we still got like 30 minutes till 8. The volatility shouldn't be this flat right now, but it is starting to flatten out. It's currently at 19 ATR, so yeah, it's slowed down quite a bit. Let's go back over here real quick. There's no levels up here. So I'm looking over here at the market profile. There's no levels on the 30 minute. I mean, aside from this big candle over here from the CPI news, like we just talked about, there's just a huge candle right here that wicked up. So there's area for price to push up if it needs to again. There's no need for it to actually push up there, but if it wants to push up, I mean, there's like a huge gap here to fill because of this huge wick. However, there's nothing else here really. There's no rejection points. I mean, price is kind of just hanging out, I guess. Let's see, this area up here. So this might be another retest area. So if it doesn't actually come down from here, this could be a possible retest area up here for a double top. This would be the next level of sweep, a little bit higher. Let me see if I can mark that up over here. So the next level of sweep would be around there. So if this sweep fails, the next level of sweep would be up here, but this is a pretty far push. Man, I hate when I get into a position and it just gets flat. I think this is the worst when it's because the thing is the trade's supposed to hit right away. Whether it hits TP or whether it hits stop loss, it's supposed to hit right away. Um, yeah, exactly. Drew said the sellers are fighting. Sam said price action mental, let them fight. Yeah. So we're getting back to this area up here, the second level of sweep, that zoned area. See if it comes back down. So there he goes. It comes back down right here. It's easier to see here on the 1 minute or on the 1 minute market profile. So if it pushes into this range right here, the next level of sweeps action will be up here at the 69. If anybody wants to get back in from there, I'll try to get back in from there maybe if I get stopped out. Otherwise, I mean, ideally, I'd like it to just bounce off this area right here and come back down. I mean, I didn't realize there was another level of sweep up here until now. So this might be the actual level of sweep. The entry that I got in from was the value high from March 25th. So that was just a level that's been sitting there. I mean, it doesn't really show up here, but it was a level from prior. All right, let's see if this here pushes back down. Double top off this area right here. So rejection right there for a double top. Trying to see if there's any other patterns around here. No, not really. So it's having trouble getting past this area right here, which would be ideal for it to come back down. I'm still in the position right now. It's getting close to my stop, but we'll see. All right, looks like we're going to be waiting for a while. The sweep down here did look good though. So my entry happened right here, guys. The sweep looked good because we had some nice rejections off that value high. So we had the nice big wick right there, nice big wick right there, and then it kept going sideways until it pushed up to this next level. Again, I'm still holding on to the position. I'm trying to see if it will bounce off this area. If it doesn't bounce off this area, the sweep may happen a little higher up there. But ideally, of course, I want it to push down from where it's currently at. What it looks like here is price kind of pushes up a little bit, so it staircases up a bit, and then it just kind of flatlines. And then it goes up a little higher, and then it flatlines again. Let's see. Yeah, Drew said it looks like it wants to get up to that 70. That's what I was thinking too, right there. The upper level of sweep. Well, we'll see. Still in the position, hanging on for this ride. This trade's been running for a long time though. So I mean, I've been in this position for about this is way too long to be holding on to a sweep. This is not even a sweep anymore. Trade's been running for 10 minutes now. Let's get it back down. Yeah, over 10 minutes now for the sweep. It's not a sweep anymore, guys. This is just it's just a longer hold of a trade. So price is coming back down. Let's see if we get that sell signal and then possible MPSV2 back down. Nice visual. Just saw your entry right there. Yeah, so visual over there took the long at 9:45 with I had a 2 minute opening range, just hit 100 points. Yeah, slow grind, but I'll take it. Yeah, exactly. Glad to see that hit that for you. All right, the volatility again is lower, guys. The ATR is currently at 17 right now. Starting to flatten out a bit. We're back to our entry point. See if we can MPSV2 here back down lower. 20 points is going to be at 05. 30 points is going to be at 95. So it looks like your opening range right there kind of lined up with my MPSV2 from earlier right here. Visual. So you got in at 9:45. Yeah, it was exactly with my MPSV2 right there. All right, this trade's been running for way too long, guys. Let's see. This trade's been running for about almost 15 minutes now. So I'm looking for this red candle to close below basically our entry point. If it closes below, this is going to be an MPSV2 to the downside. So we'll have a confluence there for continuation to the downside. Basically, an MPSV2 lining up with my, I guess what I would consider my sweep. No longer really a sweep, but still in it. So we have price pushing down right there. All right, so this is an MPSV2 running in line with the sweep. It's a good confluence to have, of course. I mean, I'm not doubling up my position, still holding on to my same position there. And this market, this thing's been running for way, way too long. And these candles are just, I mean, they're just, it's just push right back up. It's crazy. So I'm not in the MPSV2. I just marked it up there to follow. I'm still in my sweep. Like this sweep's been running for over 15 minutes now. See if it comes back down again. Yeah. Solange said wacky ass Wednesday. Um, yeah, Christian said I want the summer market to be over already. I know, right? We just entered summer market. It's just this is how summer is, guys. If you guys have never traded summer, the summer market is very choppy, it's very slow, it's very unpredictable. Um, like the movement here is very unpredictable. We have like the push back down and then it pushes back up. Now we got price pushing back down right here further. It's a oh 05, 736. All right, we still got time. Price is still going sideways. My sweep is still technically running. I've been in this position way too long now. Let's see. Almost 20 minutes now. Yeah, this is no longer a scalp either. Straying into a day trade. And this thing's really not doing anything. All right, let me go and mark up some structure here. I mean, I guess we're in a consolidation range again. The problem is that our entry point is like at the lower range. All right. So we got nothing here. I mean, the trade's still running, guys. This thing's been going sideways for about 20 minutes now, almost 25 minutes. They're both still running. Obviously, the bulls look like they're done, at least for the moment. All right, coming back down to that value high point. We just need to get some push down here. Let me go and take a look if there's any confluences here. So nothing really here on the 1 minute. There's no confluences there. Price is kind of just sitting. Nothing on the 30 minute, nothing on the 1 hour. Looking at the volume profile over here, there's not really much. There's a lot of volume around this area, but not much happening. Looking at our clean chart, so looking at the clean chart over here, we do have some nice rejections off the whole number. This is kind of where that area was up there at the 50 mark. And it's the only thing that we have there. Everything else is pretty much flattened out. But we do have, there's like one rejection right there off the whole number, the 50 mark. Looking over here at the support and resistance, there's not really, I mean, there's a huge level up here, but that's just because of the news. So we've got this huge level right here from the news earlier. Like I said, like it's such a big level that I mean it's almost impossible. Like this whole area here is like, I mean the market in general. So this is what I have marked up from the support resistance. You can see how the CPI threw off the market, right? So we talked about yesterday too. Solange said definitely a lot of divergence to the downside, so much manipulation. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it looks like it's ready to dump, but it just hasn't came down at all. This is my SR chart. So again, we're still stuck in this area, nothing really going on. Man, it's only 740 right now. I'm surprised. It's 740, but the volatility is really, really slow. ATR is currently at 17. These candles here aren't even that big. It's about like a 20 candle max per candle. There's nothing to do here. Just gotta wait. All right, we got price coming back down. All right, we got price coming back down again. All right, let me see where we're at. Okay, back in profit again right here. Price is Sam said as a trader, we can only take trades. Who knew piano playing here? I know, right? That's literally what's happening. It's just going back and forth, back and forth. All right, so price is kind of pulling down a little bit. So I try to just get out here, guys. All right, I'm out. I'm not fucking with this thing. I got out for a slight profit right there. I made about 180 per target filled. I just got out. Sorry, guys. I wanted to hold on to it, but I just couldn't handle the waiting period here. This is way too long. So I got out for a small profit there. I locked in about 180 per account. Small little win there. I put it down to like about 3 or 4 points just so I could pull out with some profit and to cover my commissions and fees. So after commissions and fees, I made about 180 per account, which isn't too bad. That's equivalent to, I don't know, what is that, 2,000? So I made about 2,000 on that trade. Not a lot, but it is what it is. 180 times, yeah, 2,880. So I just made a slight profit right there. I just managed it and I had to get out, guys. This was just, this would have driven me crazy if I held on to this for too much, for even longer than I already held on to it. This thing's been running for way too long. So I'm out of the position there, guys. Got out slightly in profit. There's no news today. Um, there's just this headline from Jamie Dimon, how do you pronounce his name? JP Morgan's CEO. Basically said warns U.S. economy could soon deteriorate. Economy soft landing, so we're going forward. I mean, this was expected. He's been saying this for the past 2 years now. With the super hyperinflation and recession and all that stuff. Other than that, there's not really much else. There's no news here that's really pushing price around. Yeah, there's nothing here. Good thing I pulled out. So it looks like price here pushed up. So I'm super, super glad I pulled out for a small profit right there because I had a feeling this was going to happen. Anyways, let's take a screenshot of everything here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. 7:45 right now. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock. I'm pretty much done trading for the day. I made my small profit there. As you guys can see over here, we didn't really have that many entries that came up. I mean, we had a decent amount of entries, but like entries that we could actually get into and follow, it was like slim to none. There was like maybe like two or three that would have been okay to get into, like the MPSV2. This kind of maybe would have been okay. Um, there just wasn't really that many opportunities here looking at where the market was. A lot of these entries here. So this one came up pre-market. We just marked this up to follow through. The sweep right here wasn't a sweep that we were looking for, but it was a sweep that we kind of just followed through. The MPSV2 here did come up. I think a lot of you guys here did catch this one. Sweep happened right here as well. Again, these aren't like clean sweeps that we were looking for. They're just sweeps that we marked up to identify the actual sweeps that happened around those points. Um, and PSV2 right here. So here's like one thing that I think you should really focus on when you guys are looking for entries is look for a sweep and then an MPSV2 to follow it, right? I think that's like the key thing here. So if you look over here, um, like there's a sweep that happened here, and then we had an MPSV2 that hit TP right there. Same with this one, sweep right here, and then MPSV2 that hit right there. If you have these linear where you have a sweep happen and it follows up with an MPSV2, the odds of it hitting are very likely. For me personally, I mean, I was trying to get into the sweep here and then followed by an MPSV2, but the sweep here just did not play through. I mean, luckily I pulled out for partial profit, or yeah, basically partial profit. But these are the entries that came up for today. So let me go over here real quick, and then I will put these entries, and then I think I put like, yeah, my liquidity sweep there was just very small, like 5 points. That's all I got in right there. It's that partial. Yeah, those are the setups for today. See, I got a question over here. Pull this over. All right, I'll check that in a few. But all right, guys, I don't think there's really much here else here. There's an MPSV2 that just came up. I don't know if anybody caught that, but the MPSV2 just came up right here. It's currently running up. So we had a sweep here that didn't play out, and then another MPSV2 that came up right here. Looks like another sweep happened right here too. So here's a, I mean, it's going to be hard to identify this as a sweep because there's so many rejections off this value high. There's way too many, so I think it'd be too difficult to identify an actual sweep that happened here. But basically, sweep that failed, MPSV2 that failed for the sell here, and then there's a sweep that happened right here, actually where my entry was, where my exit was. Possible sweep right there, right back up to this MPSV2, but I don't know. It's hard to tell if this here would be a sweep because there's no actual liquidity there. Yeah, there's no actual liquidity there unless this here. No, it didn't actually reject off it. Yeah, I don't know. The market here is it's a toss-up. I mean, this sweep here, I was holding on to this position for about 25 minutes. Once you got to that 20-minute mark, I was like, okay, I just got to get out for at least some profit here. So I got it right there. Here, I'll take a screenshot of my accounts here real quick. All right, yeah. So here are my profits from that trade, guys, just to show you guys what I locked in on that one. So yeah, I locked in about 180 per account. So I just got out around like, I don't know, 5 points or so, 4 or 5 points. I took a third of my risk. So you guys can see here, my profits aren't as big anymore as they typically are because I'm taking like very minimal risk. Um, which is fine. This keeps me grounded. So like, when you're trading in a market like this where it's kind of all over the place, it's better to lower your risk and take more trades if necessary, because this will allow you to not really freak out when you lose a trade. If you're taking full risk per trade and it's a risky entry, like kind of what happened today, this will really set somebody off, right? This because it's going to easily blow your account if you're like taking losses like this. Um, especially when you're holding on to the position for, I don't know, how long did I hold on to it? Yeah, for like 25 minutes. This will like really mess up your mental. So for me, luckily I got out right there. You guys can see the blue mark right here. So my entry happened right here at this red mark, and then my happened right here at this blue mark. And that's where I locked in just a slight profit right here. Typically, if you're holding on to a position for more than I'd say 5 or 10 minutes, at that point probably you should probably think about exiting the position for a profit. Same with this one right here. There's an MPSV2 that's running. If this thing runs for too long, I probably would be thinking about exiting for a profit at some time soon. Because you don't want to be caught in market just going sideways. If you get caught in market going sideways like this, you can get lucky and it can possibly spike to your TP, or you can get unlucky and price can spike to your stop loss, right? You don't want to be stuck in limbo. So like this position right here, this trade's been running for 6 minutes now. 6 minutes. At this marker point, this is where I would start to kind of think, okay, do I want to pull out of this in profit? Do I want to move my stop loss in profit, or do I want to move my target a little tighter? I mean, realistically, you shouldn't be going for 30 points anyways. Because the ATR is currently at 15. So yeah, like right now, you should probably be thinking whether you want to be moving your stop loss in profit to guarantee some profit, or if you want to, just pull out. For me personally, at this point, I would probably move my stop loss in profit, or I would just pull out in profit right now. Let's see, price was in profit about like 10 points almost. The only thing here is that, we're getting closer to 8 o'clock. As we get closer to 8 o'clock here, the uh the volatility is supposed to die down. I mean, the volatility died down over here, but it's supposed to die down around this area here. So if you want to actively manage this position, I'd probably move your stop loss in profit to like slightly above break even, so you can guarantee some profits. Um, if you want to hold on to it, feel free. If you're taking low risk, this probably wouldn't affect you too much. Like for example, this position over here didn't really throw me off. I was okay with losing the trade. So when this trade got up here, I was like, okay, if it hits my stop, that's fine. I'll try to just get in for a higher entry, which should be up here, right? That's what I was talking about earlier around the 69 price point. Yeah, exactly. From right here for a follow-up sweep. This is where it becomes tricky because there's two different entries running opposite of each other. There's the MPSV2, which is running for a buy, and then there's also a sweep right here, which is the top of the range for a sell. So I probably would have just sat out of this position here because there's just conflicting views here. There's MPSV2 and then there's also a sweep. There's basically two trades running alongside each other that are opposite. And depending on like, what your TP stop loss is, you might get stopped out in either one. One of them's going to hit. Like that's the fact of the matter here is that one of them's going to hit. It's either going to be the sweep or it's going to be the MPSV2. Ideally, I think it's the MPSV2 which is going to hit because we do have the sweep that happened right here. So, if we're following our analysis, it was sweep MPSV2, sweep now MPSV2. And this is probably going to hit CP eventually. It's going to take a matter of time, but it's probably going to hit it eventually there. So yeah, guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. We'll just see if this trade hits. After that, we'll wrap it up. There you go, full TP. So full TP on that MPSV2 right there. So I'll just update the screenshot real quick with the entries for the day. And then also the sweep that happened right here. So there's entries for the day, guys. This is why it's important that you guys lower your risk because you can eat these losses and then make up for them on the next trade. So solid work, guys, for whoever caught that. I think Sam caught that right there. Talked about the A++. So nice work right there, guys. So update that right there. So I'm closing out the day with like slight profit. Nothing crazy, just whatever I can get my hands on really from that sweep earlier. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Again, these are the entries for today. If you guys want to go back and review them, they're going to be here on the three different places. I posted them under announcements, official profits, and team chat. So if you guys want to see what entries came up for the day, these are the entries that we were able to follow. I only took one entry here, which was the sweep. I got out for slight profit right there, and that's where I locked in my 180 right here for the day. So made decent amount of profit. I mean, nothing too crazy, but hopefully this is a summer market, so hopefully, the rest of the week is a little smoother, but it's not been the best market. Let's see. Greg said founder stream a few days ago and find it helpful. Helpful. Thanks. We'll start watching more. Yeah, definitely, Greg. If you're not on the Discord, feel free to hop on the Discord. Like if you have questions or you want me to analyze something for you or give you my take on whatever you're in, feel free to hit me up on Discord. I'm always here to help, guys. So whatever you guys need help with, feel free to hit me up. If you want the link to that, Greg, just go down to the info for this video and it has all the links there. If you want to learn these strategies, so there's another thing. If you want to learn these strategies, just go to the website. It's kodikaitrades.com. And then you can click here for your free access to the trading strategies and community. The course is pretty much free. So if you want to understand the strategies here, the strategies are free to learn. It's just if you want to have access to the tools and the live Zoom, then that's something you'd have to pay for. But for the most part, if you just want to understand the strategies that we're applying here, you can learn so you understand what we're doing. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, we'll wrap this up. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you guys here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your